Welcome to the Jennifer J. Hammond Podcast. Jennifer is a licensed realtor, educator, speaker, and best-selling author. Jennifer's goal is to help you find your yay in every day. Jennifer is grateful for the opportunity to educate, empower, and inspire you with powerful conversations, insights, and new viewpoints. Here's your host, Jennifer J. Hammond.
This is Jennifer Hammond. I'm so excited. As you know, every week, I'm always interested in every episode, I should say now, because we get to do more than one episode every week. Yay! So my next guest, I'm so excited. Let me give you a little introduction. If you're watching us, you can already see her. But Dr. Flowers is a certified diversity professional called CDP and Chief Empowerment Officer of Flowers Institute, LLC. Dr. Flowers is a published author, professional human resource trainer, facilitator, and curriculum developer. She is an empowerment coach, and her purpose is to educate, equip, and people to soar through life like an eagle. I love that. Soar through life like an eagle. So Dr. Flowers, welcome to the Jennifer J. Hammond Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, Jennifer.
Well, I'm so happy to have you. One of the things that you, I know, are very passionate about is choices. Yes. In the real estate, boy, do we have to face some choices. The choices principle that you teach, it can be looked in so many different things from history, politics, entertainment, sports, business. But I wanted you to talk about it in relationship to real estate. People are buying and selling homes, real estate properties, commercial properties, all sorts of things right now. In year 2021, in the middle of this pandemic, the one thing that is just going wild is real estate sales. So let's talk about how could you apply it to real estate buying or selling?
Well, one of the reasons that I really, really am so passionate about choices or really got into teaching choices because I teach so many different things. But I consider myself or my purpose to help people create the type of lives they desire by the choices that they make. And so when we think about it, we make choices all throughout the day, every day. And that would pertain to real estate as well.
And one thing, let me interrupt just for a second, because what you just said, I think is so powerful, is that we make choices throughout the day, all day long. But, and I know you're probably going to say this, I'm just going to emphasize, but so often we make choices that are not congruent with our goals or who we are growing into becoming, because we're all on this wild journey of life. Would you agree?
Oh, I would absolutely agree. I mean, you took me right down that road of where I was headed, because most of the time our choices are unconscious. And so whether you are conscious or aware of it or not, you are making choices. And so the key is, am I making the type of choices where it's unconscious, which means I'm allowing life to happen to me, as opposed to making the type of choices that are conscious and intentional, where I am creating the type of life that I desire. And that is the key. That's where you get to in terms of choice is power. Choice is my power. Now, how do I want to use my choices in a way that, lets this power flow into my life? And that's for every area of your life and in every decision that you have to make in your life. That's why it's so important, because when you learn these principles and you learn how to be intentional and aware about your choices, it's something that you're going to do in every aspect, in every phase. And so if we take it back to real estate, I think about my one dream house that I was able to purchase. Oh, my goodness. And I'm living in this dream house and I'm living my life. and I'm in Michigan, and then all of a sudden the automotive industry crashed. And I'm doing all this training for automotive, and people are saying, "Oh, well, it doesn't affect me. It won't affect me. It won't affect me." But it affected everybody. Let me just say it that way.
We're all connected. I think that's something we overlook all the time, is that, oh, that's somebody else's industry, or that's somebody else's law. We're connected. We're connected.
And it impacted me in such a way that it was devastating. And so here I am now living this life of fear. I'm in fear. I'm trying to figure, well, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Well, oh my God. And, it's just fear all in my mind, in my spirit, in my actions, in my choices. And so what do? Oh, I find out my house is upside down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to let this house go. And I'm going to run over here and go into this area and rent me a condo. And it was the worst decision that I ever made. And you know why I made that choice?
Fear.
Because I was living in fear.
Yeah.
So, I know that I, will get my dream house back, one day, bigger and better. But that's just an example of how being grounded in the wrong thing and not being consciously aware that you have choices. I wrote down the definition. A conscious selection of possibilities from among known variables. The art or instance of selecting an option or an alternative. And sometimes when you're in fear, you don't recognize this option or alternatives because you're clouded. You can't see anything else. And so when it comes to buying or selling, really, what is the underlying motive behind that? You know what I mean? And being clear about that. So as you move forward with either buying or selling, you're moving forward with clarity in terms of this is what I'm going to do. This is why. And then how is this going to benefit me 3-4 steps ahead? And so I use chess principles as I share it with you. And one of the things about chess that differentiates it from checkers is when you're playing checkers, you're always looking at the next step, right? Mm-hmm. With chess, you always have to make moves that are 3 and 4 and steps ahead. You're always looking, how is this next move I make, going to impact this board 1, 2, 3, 4 steps ahead? And so those are how we incorporate choices in our lives, and even in real estate. How is this choice that I'm making going to impact my life for the better 3, 4 steps down the line?
And I love that analogy of the checkers and the chess thing, because as you experienced, with chess, to me in life in general, we're always playing chess because, you should be looking at that outcome 3 or 4 as a real estate investor. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that I teach in my real estate investing classes is because you might decide to rent this property. You might decide to just flip it, meaning just sell it right away. But you might decide, oh, now I've decided I want to move into that property. Or you might decide to use something like a 1031 tax-free exchange, meaning I'm not going to pay any taxes on all the profits I make. Totally different than putting your money in the stock market. But those strategies, they're all so different. And again, you need to be thinking 3 to 5 steps down the road and understanding what the options are, just like a chessboard. Because guess what? Like you just said, about all of a sudden, the automobile industry shifting and changing. And, again, whoever expected we were going to have a pandemic in year 2020, or now, like we are in now, year 2021, whoever expected that this was going to be happening? Again, you need to be able to be thinking like you're playing chess. A couple, not only a couple steps, like 3 steps, but 5 steps, but also be able to pivot your choice as well. Would you say that's true?
I would definitely say it's true. And I think that you used a key word in there, and you said you have to create these strategies. And that is what is important. When I'm talking about choices and I'm talking about in life, a lot of times the focus is on winning. How do I win? How do I get a win or get to the next move? The focus cannot be on winning. The focus has to be on strategy. Yeah. If your focus is on strategy, you will win. That is going to be, an effect from you having a strategy that you're following. So that's what's important. What's your end goal? So here's one principle. You cannot play what you cannot see. And basically what's that saying is you have to have vision. So you have to know what your end goal is. So you mentioned about 2 or 3 different things. You may want to rent the house out. You may want to live in the house. You may want to, do something with it where you're not paying taxes. All of those things are having to do with what's my vision? Where do I want to go with this real estate, with this property? What do I see myself engaged in it in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? And based upon where you want to go and where you want to be, then you begin to create that strategy. And that's your map. That's your blueprint. That's what you're following. But you're not following it haphazardly. It's a strategy that you created with purpose, intentional choices. And so as you are following that strategy, you're going to be making wins.
Yeah, I think that is so powerful. What you said, something is really important, is when you decide that you are making choices and that things are not happening to you, it's very different than if you think this is all, I'm just becoming the effect of everybody else's choices. Yes. If you realize, oh, no, I'm making choices. I'm making a choice to be happy. I'm making a choice to be sad. You decide that you are able and capable to make a decision. Because I think when we stop realizing that we are powerful as spiritual beings and that we can make a choice, that someone else can't take that choice away from us unless we decide to give it. And one of those is the fact, and I know there's Nelson Mandela has many quotes that are so famous about, again, what's inside that, and that in your mind of realizing you are, and I love what you said when you said, you can be winning. Well, you can be winning today. You can say, I am a winner, even though right now it seems a little not the best. Once you decide and you make that choice, I am a winner, then guess what? You are a winner. Just like that old Henry Ford. I'm sure you know that one. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, either way, you're right.
That's right. That's right. And that's the key. That is the key. What you just said, the power is within us, and not recognizing that. And so with me, going back to the example of making the determination to walk away from my home, my mentality was not only was I living in fear, but I also had the mentality of being the victim. Yeah. Whoa, I got caught up in the, automotive crash. My house is upside down. Everything is breaking down. And it was just kind of, woe is me as this victim. And so that was my mentality. And so it was all of this on the outside of me happening to me. Right. But choice empowers you. And when you are really empowered by your choices and intentionally creating that choice, then you're saying, no, it's not what's happening on the outside. I'm going to not allow the outside to affect me, but I, in fact, am going to affect the outside by the choices that I make. Then the world of possibilities begin to open up. See, at that point in time, I could not see any possibilities because I was so smothered in fear and victimness and all of those things. I couldn't see anything else. It blocked my vision, my view, my possibility of choices. But, being able to step back from it. And now the way that I live my life, instead of being bogged down in that fog, I understand I have the power to now effect and make impact on my life by the choices that I make. And that's, it's key. And here's a quote that I love. I wrote down, attitude is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Optimism is a choice. Kindness is a choice. Giving is a choice. Respect is a choice. Whatever choice you make makes you. Choose wisely. And that's by Roy Bennett. And I just love that.
Yeah.
I just love that.
The power of choosing. And the thing that I want to just emphasize is that we have to choose over and over and over and over again. Because all of a sudden something could happen that's unexpected again. You could all of a sudden end up in a car accident. You're like, okay, now's the moment where you get to decide again that you're going to look for the silver lining in this and whatever that ends up being. And I could give a million examples, but we're almost out of time. I can't believe how fast that time goes by.
My goodness.
And I can't wait. I definitely would love to have you back and let's chat some more. But
absolutely.
I want to make sure one thing that I ask every guest, and I know this one's going to be easy for you, is how do you, I got very well known for a long time on Sirius XM and many other shows from my, and it was just so natural. And I didn't even mean to say it. And the first time I heard myself, it made me feel like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? But it's just the joy, that comes out of me. And I get so excited when someone does whatever. They realize that they're going in the right direction or whatever it is. So I'm curious for you, how do you create yays every day?
Well, I tell you, one of the things that I do is I am kind to myself. And so what that means for me is I am always going to take the time out to start my day. I have my meditation time. I do some reading. I just have that quiet time with myself, which could involve a lot of me doing different things, but it's a quiet, kind of peaceful type of things that I do to center myself and to be very intentional about creating how my day is going to unfold. And so once I take the time to do that, then I can get started with my day. And I'm excited because now I'm looking to see all of these things unfold that I have intentionally put in place, right? Because I'm choosing, I'm creating, so no matter what happens, if I've chose kindness, if I've chose laughter, if I've chose fun, if I've chose love, if I've chose peace, then that's what is a part of my day. And so anything that comes up, that can't take it away because this is what I have chosen. And I'm able to clearly see through options and possibilities and choices that I need to make when all of these other different things come up. So I say to everyone, you can't be kind to others if you're not kind to yourself. And so however that kindness looks for you, be kind to yourself.
Yeah. I think that's a brilliant way to create yays every day, because not only for yourself, but for everyone around you, because when you're being kind to yourself, it just ripples out. It's a beautiful ripple effect. So, yay!
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Flowers. Thank you for being with us. And I want to make sure that people know how to get a hold of you. Will you share your website, any information that people can get a hold of you?
Yes, I have two websites. My corporate training website is flowersinstitutellc.com. That's flowers with an S, institutellc.com. My website for choices is choicesmakingmovestowin.com. The emphasis has been on youth, but as you see, it's for everyone. And also you can connect with me on Twitter at Dr. Velva on Twitter.
Well, I love it. Well, thank you so much. I would just ask, I'll do a 3, 2, 1. Will you raise your voice and say yay with me as we go off air?
I sure will.
3, 2, 1. Yeah!
Hi, I'm Jack.